talk some football with us is three-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Network, Willie McGinest, where you can hear him on NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network, NBCSportsRadio.com. Download the NBC Sports Radio mobile app today. Willie, welcome back, pal. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing?
All right, we're doing well. Last time we talked, Carson Wentz got hurt. We wondered if we could walk the people off the bridge. Nick Foles held up his end of the bargain. But, Willie, what about the defense? Is there legitimate concern in these final weeks of the season that defense will hold up come playoff time?
I mean, you know how it is in the NFL, and when you're a fan, when things happen for 1 week, everybody starts to panic. I'm not really worried about this defense. I think they've been consistent throughout the year. Anytime you have a division game, it's more competitive. Guys score more points. Things happen that you don't expect. The domination that you want is not there. We saw the Giants jump out on them, and things happen. But this is a good defense. I'm not really worried. I think because, like I said, it's a division game, so these guys do know each other. They are familiar, but this defense is solid, and they'll help carry this team probably deep into the playoffs. So if I'm an Eagles fan, I wouldn't worry.
Well, they did get that home game with the win. If there is something that on that defense that maybe has a little bit of a red flag. I mean, is it there's a lot of talk that, hey, they played 3 straight road games. They were out in the West for 2 weeks, and maybe they were a little fatigued. Did they overlook the Giants a little bit? Division matchup. I mean, if there is some concern, is there some concern, or is it just, hey, this is the ups and downs of a long football season?
Well, it is. I mean, teams that go out on the road, it's tough to win on the road, and you're going to struggle. But you want to have, positive wins, especially on the road. When you play in the division, you always struggle. You watched the Atlanta Falcons struggle with Tampa Bay last night. You watched the Patriots struggle when they went to Miami. It happens in the division. So I wouldn't be worried. But, you do have to clean up some of the mistakes you had in mental errors, big plays, because it's a copycat league, so everybody's going to come in and throw some of the same things at you to see if you've made those adjustments and if you've handled those issues in-house.
We're talking with three-time Super Bowl champion Willie McGinest, NBC Sports Radio. NFL week number 16 is on the way. Nick Foles looked pretty good. So did he convince? I know you were pretty convinced anyway, but if you're the Eagles, do you have any concerns entering the playoffs with that offense with him?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, you have to slightly change the system a little bit. He's not as athletic. He won't make those Houdini athletic plays in the pocket like Carson Wentz, but he's solid. He has a strong arm. He's accurate down the field. He's going to take care of the football, hopefully. He did a great job of reading his keys, and it was his first game. We expected him to be a little bit rusty and not go out there looking like, throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, but he almost did.
Yeah.
He came out and he did his job, and I thought he looked solid. I expect him to look better going into week 2. It's tough to be on the bench and not play all season long and then come in and have a stellar performance. And I thought he did a great job for his team.
Willie, the Eagles play on Monday night, Christmas night. They'll know potentially if they have wrapped up by then, because Minnesota will play Green Bay on Saturday. And if the Vikings lose that game, the Eagles game, they will have wrapped up home field. So if you're Doug Peterson, 2 weeks, possibly 3 weeks, are you sitting your guys over that time? You've probably been in positions where the Patriots clinched way in advance. So what is your preference if you're in that situation?
I don't think you can sit guys for too long because you gotta stay in football mode. You gotta have reps, live reps, and I think you do wrap up. If you wrap up and you got home field throughout, that changes things a little bit. So maybe you get your guys a half or something like that, but you just can't sit guys for that long. I think we watched Green Bay do that one year, and they got bumped the first round. You know, it's something about just getting those live reps and being out there. And I know the injury thing is out there, and everybody's trying to avoid the injuries, but it's football. Things are going to happen when they're going to happen.
The hard part for them is, Willie, with Foles not playing that much. I mean, they want to try to get him reps, but they certainly don't want to lose him.
He needs those reps. No, they don't want to lose him, but they need those reps. And I think even if they play the guys, they'll change a little bit. They won't drop him back as much in the passing game. They'll work on different things. They'll run the football a little bit more to protect him, to get it in third and manageable, shorten the routes, maybe get the ball out of his hands. But at the end of the day, you got to be smart. And if you're going into week 17 and some of these guys really don't need to play, now maybe you don't play them in week 17. But I wouldn't say hold them out for a couple of weeks, you know, and go through that like that.
And we know the Eagles
you don't want to be sitting out for 3 weeks.
Right, because we know the Eagles already have a bye in the first round. Let me ask you this. Playing on a holiday. Now, a lot, Thanksgiving is kind of normal, but Christmas night only happens every once in a while. Oakland's got to travel across the country to play on Christmas night after losing by an index card last week. I know you guys are professionals, and I know you guys are I know they're pros, and I know that, but they're also human. What kind of effort do you think the Raiders bring out on Monday night?
I think they bring out a great attitude. There's no holidays during the football season. I learned that a long time ago in my playing days. You forget which day is which. I mean, you become so routine of the football operation aspect of it. You don't think about holidays and all those different things. You may get out of practice a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But everything's put on hold while you're in the season.
Gotcha. Real quick, before we let Willie McGinest roll here, we know we got a couple of games with some big meaning to them. Of any of the teams right now, Willie, that are out, Dallas, Seattle, Detroit, any of those three get in, or do you think the NFC playoff field is set?
I think Dallas, they need a lot of help, and they have 2 tough games against Seattle and Philly. If they get it, if a bunch of things happen, they could possibly get in, but they've got to handle their business first. And maybe possibly Detroit, Detroit may have a long shot to get in. The worst thing to do, though, and during our playing days, Coach Parcells and Pete Carroll and Belichick always told us, you don't want to depend on anybody to help get you in. I remember we won the Super Bowl in 2001, and then we came out with the average year in 2002, and we needed Green Bay to go down there and beat the Jets. And, we were hoping that Green Bay, who was a better team, was going to beat the Jets to help us get in the playoffs. And guess what? The Jets blew them out. It wasn't even close. And we were just like, you can't depend on anybody else. You got to handle your business.
He's Willie McGinest. He won 3 Super Bowls, and, of course, with the Patriots. He's a part of NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network. Listen at NBCSportsRadio.com. Hey, Merry Christmas to you and your family, Willie. We appreciate all the time we spent this year, and hopefully we'll do it again in the playoffs.
Hey, same to you. Happy holidays.